all taken care of.
Thank you, Richie. I appreciate it, love.
Let's go ahead and sit back and let's take a listen to what transpired in his interview. And then, I want y'all to just pay close attention. And then once we listen to it, we're going to come back and we're going to give y'all our perspective on it. So sit back and enjoy yourself and take a listen.
Our job to follow each and every throw and dissect each and every throw, but just because we might see something doesn't mean that's exactly what's happening on the field or you guys are accomplishing what you want to. I'm just curious, how should we be evaluating this quarterback competition and these throws? And are you guys willing to just give us your daily grades? Can you make life easier on us so that because the accuracy is very important here. We want to be fair, but can you just, after every practice say, Deshaun's a B today, Shedeur's a B+. Like, can we get that?
So I'll tell you what, Daryl, I guess two things in that regard. I think number one, as I was preparing to come on, I was listening to a little bit of the show earlier, and I heard it's the first time I've really heard Coach Riz. He was really impressive, and I think he gives a very intelligent and informed perspective, being a former coach, of what some of the things that you're trying to accomplish in the spring. I think there's this natural tendency to evaluate every throw, evaluate every practice, almost treat it like you're a day trader on the stock market, where we really more or less look at it hey, the spring is a install and developmental period. We're not necessarily catering the offense or defense into what we're going to lean into in the fall. It's really putting things in, trying things, and then over a longer period of time, seeing how guys progress. Look, all players, they're going to have some level of failure and correction so they can actually get better. So every day isn't necessarily okay, hey, this player was to use your term, an A or a B or a C or something along those lines, because you take much more of a developmental mindset when you're in the spring relative to them when you get into the fall.
All right, well, one of the quarterbacks, Shedeursanders, has gone from the fifth rounder to fourth string to now a legitimate chance to compete for a starting job. So what can you say about his trajectory and his rise through the program?
I think he's had an excellent spring, Anthony. I mean, the past 8 to 10 weeks, and really probably beyond that, really the past 6 months with, as a rookie player, and particularly a quarterback, you learn a lot your first year, and especially if you don't start a full season, start 6, 7, or I guess you start 7 games, and you kind of go through the year. It's adjustment going to the NFL, and then you get a chance to catch your breath and say, okay, well, here are the things I need to work on, here are the things I need to learn. And I think he did a phenomenal job this offseason. That really started in January and February, and then certainly as we got into having, real practices in May, his growth has been tremendous. So we're all very excited to see, Shedeur's, fall camp, preseason, things of that nature when we get into padded situations, live situations, less scripted. But his growth has truly been phenomenal.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson is the other guy in the competition here, Andrew. If all goes well with him and he wins this competition and he plays well for the Browns this fall, do you see a world where he is the Browns quarterback into the future, and are you open to giving him a contract extension?
Yeah, I think everything's on the table. I think it would be silly to go into a season and say, hey, something absolutely can or cannot happen. And I think particularly at the quarterback position, right? We've seen it with guys, whether it's Sam Darnold or Daniel Jones or Geno Smith or, even Baker after he left us in Carolina. And so I think you have to be open-minded and flexible. But I wouldn't rule out anything. We're looking for guys who can perform and who can lead.
Now, we have a really unique situation with Deshaun, just given everything we know about him and everything that he has worked through to try to get back on the field. And then the owner had the swing and the miss comments. Does that sometimes make it a little tougher on the coach or maybe you when an owner says something like that publicly? I imagine you're having those conversations behind the scenes as well.
Not necessarily. I mean, I think you deal with what you have. You deal with how players progress or don't progress. But honestly, the public discourse, doesn't really have a factor in terms of how we think about either putting together the team or Todd in terms of putting together the best lineup. That really doesn't play a factor into it.
Now, you heard what them guys had to say, man. And they said some interesting things, man. I mean, Andrew Berry kind of got off into some things that a lot of people probably are saying to themselves, like, Andrew Berry, really? But, hey, we got to talk about it because of the fact that I know I did a show and I was kind of candidly joking about, don't be surprised if y'all see headlines, breaking news, that the Cleveland Browns are in contract negotiations to extend Deshaun Watson. And I was just jokingly saying that. But to hear some of the things Andrew Berry said, everything's on the table. So I'm gonna start with you, Auntie Faye, because you got a smirk on your face because you did produce a show, man, and people was letting you have it about, man, stop saying Deshaun Watson is quarterback one and all this. So from your perspective, out of that whole little interview that Andrew Berry gave when he talked about Shedeur Sanders and then he switched it off into Deshaun Watson, what do you think about that?
So to be honest, I was confused all about the whole contract. You know what I mean? To me, I felt like if they had to pay Deshaun and he has like 2 more years on his contract, right? Then why not just make him QB1, right? And I'm just learning about this whole contract thing. This is his like last year and all that. And they really don't have to pay him the following year. So for me now, I'm just like, well, you might as well just make Shedeur QB1. You feel me? But as far as what Andrew Berry said, I think this is how Andrew speaks. If you remember with Miles, Andrew was like, we're not gonna let him go. We're not gonna do this. But I don't know. I think Andrew just knows the media and to not say much. What was he supposed to say? Well, no, for sure. Like, no contract for him. You know what I mean? I think Andrew just talks in circles all the time. Now, if they make Deshaun QB1 and he balls out, right? I still don't think he should get a contract because I don't think he'll be able to keep it up. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like for me, I just feel like he has enough money. He should just leave the whole team and go somewhere else. I don't even want him to be there no more. This shit is stressful. Let Shedeur be QB1. And that way the media can just focus on that. But from what Andrew Berry said, I think he just speaking in circles. He just knows like this is how I have to answer these type of questions. That's all. I don't really look too much into it.
Yeah, let me piggyback off some of the things you said, and then I'm gonna let Snacks go. Andrew Berry as the general manager, you know what I'm saying? And, you get a chance to speak and see Andrew Berry is out there on the practice field every day, seeing what these components are doing. Right. So as a general manager, you got to do that. And a lot of people saying this is like a PR thing for Andrew Berry to big Deshaun Watson up, to put that value out there. So if other teams are looking, maybe it's a trade component. So you got to keep your eyes on that as well. But one thing I will say is through all this OTA stuff and this mini camp, we've heard a lot of good praises about Shedeur Sanders on the maturation process he's been through since his rookie campaign, because we all know in the Kevin Stefanski regime, he wasn't getting groomed. He wasn't getting the reps. He wasn't getting the time. He wasn't getting the development. It's kind of crazy that he had to go up to the local college and throw with the local college kids just to get some reps in. So I'll say this. One thing about Shedeur Sanders, he has raised a lot of eyebrows on a lot of people on his maturation process, because everything that we hear now it ain't nothing but good things about Shedeur Sanders on how he has made steps and elevated his game, his footwork, his progressions, getting the ball out quick. And one thing Andrew Berry said, we didn't play that, but Andrew Berry said that Shedeur Sanders is a natural at throwing the ball with precision and accuracy. So when it gets off into Deshaun Watson about extending that contract, I think Andrew Berry it's like he's putting it out there and he's bigging Deshaun Watson up to get that value out of him. Because I agree with you, Auntie Faye. It wouldn't make no sense to, extend him beyond this year. I'm gonna let Snacks go.
Let me give y'all something so y'all can understand how this Andrew Berry thing has taken shape and has taken place over the last 2 years. We're gonna take it back and give G. Bush his props for clearing the air on Deshaun Watson and holding his job and doing his part and having the chance to get his job back. But let me take you back to how this Andrew Berry thing has become what it is. Andrew Berry lost one argument in 2025. One to Kevin Stefanski. And that was drafting Dylan Gabriel. Kevin Stefanski wanted Shedeur. Andrew Berry wanted Shedeur. Has always wanted Shedeur. The problem is the NFL was dead set on teaching Shedeur a lesson. Cleveland was always going to draft Shedeur. It was always going to be his team. It was always going to be his home. But since the Cleveland Browns were already on punishment, since the NFL was already mad at Shedeur and wanted to teach him and his family a lesson, Shedeur ended up being drafted in the 5th round. That was the only argument Andrew Berry lost, was to Kevin Stefanski over Dylan Gabriel. Drafted Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd. Andrew Berry wanted Shedeur right there. Now, we know how the rest of it played out. And Andrew Berry has had 2 great draft classes back to back. He's gotten the pieces they needed. He's even gotten the players that they needed to have. He's hit on damn near every draft pick in the last 2 years. That's not by circumstance. That's by work and knowing your players and doing the research and knowing what you need on your team. Andrew Berry was hindered the past 3 years because of Deshaun Watson's trade and signing. But now that Andrew Berry has got his power back and he's got Nick Podesta out the way with all these analytical bull crap, Andrew Berry is a football guy. Andrew Berry knows football. And he has guys that work with him that know football. But Andrew Berry has only lost one argument, and it was drafting Dylan Gabriel. And he fixed that. He got rid of Joe Flacco on purpose. Kenny Pickett traded on purpose. Because him and Kevin Stefanski were still battling it out, trying to prove a point. That's why Kevin is no longer here. Because Kevin, your draft pick didn't work. But Andrew was telling us the whole time, if we draft Shedeur, we ain't got no problems. We'll get that fan base. We'll get an even bigger fan base. And besides that, Shedeur Sanders can play football. He can move our team forward into a new direction and help us move into this new stadium. Yeah, we gonna get some kickback because we got haters and he got a lot of them. Cleveland, I hate to tell you this, And I'm gonna be like Auntie Faye. Don't be mad at me. I'm just telling you what we know. I'm just telling you how I see it. Andrew Berry did not speak last year during, as he usually does every season, during the bye week. Andrew Berry skipped that. Wasn't no media conferences, but Andrew Berry has been on a tour, a radio tour for the last 2 weeks because Andrew Berry didn't get no flack from the Myles Garrett trade because he got a good player back and he got future draft round picks. You lost Myles Garrett, but Jared Verse is a hell of a football player. You can't complain about that trade. You got a good player, a younger player, and some picks in the future. See, Andrew Berry poking his chest out right now. It is more for him, and it's more for Kevin Stefanski to see it because he watching. He poking his chest out to say, yeah, I won. I made the right. I got 2 years worth of picks that are guaranteed to be our future for the next 5 years. I've solidified our quarterback spot, and Cleveland fans are going to be mad when we play this back to understand that Shedeur is your future. Shedeur ain't going nowhere. Y'all think y'all getting a pick of the new quarterback in 2027 when Andrew Berry and the owners have already solidified Shedeur as the future. Yeah, we got to get past this little space with your boy Deshaun. But Shedeur is our future. We got 2 years left for Shedeur. Shedeur doesn't have a 5th-year option because he wasn't a first or second round quarterback. You got 2 years. This year, we're going to get past Deshaun. All of next year belongs to Shedeur, whether they like it or not. Todd Monken and Andrew Berry have already sat down and picked this pathway out. Shedeur is QB1 going into next year, no matter what. Long as he is healthy, he is QB1 next season. Deshaun might ball out all year. Another thing that'll make Cleveland mad, Andrew Berry will re-sign Deshaun Watson if he balls out this season. I don't care what y'all say, because them $230 million is over with. They don't care nothing about that. That's gone. They ain't getting that back. But if we can sign him for $160 million and get him for 3 more years and he keep playing like this, oh, y'all gonna be mad. Because he will do it. You not gonna pass up on a good quarterback when you've been looking for one for 26 years. What are y'all doing? The man told you on the radio, yes, his options are open. Are y'all nuts? And y'all talking about ain't no way he gonna sign Deshaun Watson? I bullshit you not. If Deshaun Watson go out there and throw for 4,000 yards, 25, 30 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions, Deshaun Watson gonna have one of the second biggest contract behind Patrick Mahomes. And y'all gonna be mad. Ha! Got him! They gonna be pissed. I'm just telling you what it is. Golly.
I did not expect that.
I didn't expect that coming from Snap.
Let's unload it now.
Wow.
Snacks. Yeah, Mecca. Snacks. Baby date? They about to cuss you out. They about to go in there all your comments.
Hey, it is
Snacks just crashed out, y'all.
I love it, Snacks.
Okay, what it is.
Man, look, Snacks just crashed out.
If Deshaun Watson go out there and throw for 4,000 and 25 touchdowns and 12 interceptions, he getting a new contract.
Woo!
It's undeniable.
Oh, it done got hot in here. Oh,
Snacks, they coming for you, Snacks, but it is what it is, man.
I'm telling y'all, Cleveland can't get nothing for Deshaun after this season. They can't trade him. They can't get no buyback. They can't do nothing but re-sign him. After this season, they either got to cut him or sign him. Ain't no other. It's even if somebody called for him in the middle of the season, they can't do nothing but let him go.
Talk about
you can't get nothing for Deshaun. So if he go out there and ball out, y'all think they gonna let him go to another team?
Man, Snacks, man, I would open the phone lines up, man.
I'm scared.
I'm scared. I'm scared to open these phone lines up, man, because I don't need all that. I don't need that. But the phone lines might get open, man. But look, check this out, man. We're gonna turn the page.